Good morning. This is John
Sorry
Parfit.
about that.
This is John Parfit, the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to open the meeting this morning of
So,
September, I forgot the date, September 19th, 2020,
19.
the 19th, 2020 for the September session of the Appeals Board at 9:10 a.m. My name is John Parfit. I am the chairman of the assessor, and with one of our other members being named John, I'm going by the chairman to avoid any confusion. So do we have when the meeting is now being recorded and is online, and this is on the Zoom platform, and the link to watch will be on the town website.
So John and
Yes.
the board members, welcome. Your first appellant, Wayne Atkins, is on the phone. If you're ready, I can allow him to speak.
Okay.
Mr. Atkins?
Can you hear me now?
Good morning, Mr. Atkins.
Good morning, yes.
All right. This is John Parfit.
Yes, we can.
Sorry. This is John Parfit. I'm the member of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I am the chairman. The board members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers of the town of Groton. This hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will be part of the permanent record. Now, because we have another member of the board named John, to avoid confusion, I am going by the chairman. So anyway, it's now up to you. Tell us what you have.
Well, my car's been evaluated in the past at a value of $500, which was decided that would be as low as the value would be assessed at. So I'm just redoing the evaluation of my vehicle.
Okay. When was the last time you had it appealed, or the date of previous evaluation of 500?
The last 3 years. I think 2018 was not, for some reason, motor vehicle had me as unregistered, which was a mistake on their part, but I've been reinstated with my registration, so I had got my tax bill for 2019. So I don't know what happened before, why I was unregistered. It was their mistake, but so I had to pay registration twice in 2019 for some reason. But I guess that doesn't really pertain to the value of the vehicle. The shape that it's in, it's 17 years old with 166,000 miles on it. And it's okay condition. It's not real good, but it runs. That's about it. There needs body work. The windshield's cracked. Several other mechanical issues. Other than that, I would say the value is still at $500 to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Atkins?
Wayne, this is Don Marchand. And so for 3 previous years, you had appealed it, and each year you was reduced to $500?
Yes, sir.
So this would be the 4th consecutive year.
I believe so, excluding 2018 when it was not on the list because
Okay.
of a motor vehicle mistake.
Okay. I don't have anything further.
No, I think we can check back on the last couple of years just to see where we are, just to maintain consistency. How soon can we get any of that information, Carmen or Mary?
Yeah, the board has been reducing his assessment to 500 for the last 2 or 3 years.
Was that full or 70%?
70% was the assessment, or excuse me, of course, $500 was the assessment.
500 was the assessment. Okay. All right, then I will make a motion to reduce the value of Mr. Atkins' vehicle, a 2003 Chevy Cavalier, to a value of $500 assessed.
Second. PSN's a second.
Got it? And is there any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstended? All right, well, it passes unanimously for a value of $500 assessed. All right, now, have you paid the tax bill already, Mr. Atkins?
No, sir.
Okay, so give this some time for it to go through the tax office, and I don't know how long that takes exactly, but then just go in and pay the whatever fee that they have, and you should be all set.
Okay, I just go to the town hall and pay it at the window
Right.
like usual.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, then. You have a good day.
All right, y'all be safe and thanks.
All right.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Yep.
Bye.
So your next appointment for 9/15, George Perisman is available. Let me know when you're ready.
All right. Just 1 second, please.
Yep.
Okay, I am ready.
Okay. Mr.
Hello, this is
Perisman?
George. Yes.
All right, Mr. Perisman, this is John Parfit. I'm the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. We are members of the Board of Assessment Appeals and are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers in the town of Groton. This hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will become part of the permanent record. All right, now tell us all about your vehicle, which is a 1996 Mazda MX-5.
Yes. I have my tax bills, six bills starting in 2015. The assessed value at then was $2,750, went to $2,560, went to $2,430, went to $2,310, went to $2,190, and this bill is $4,040. I don't know how it could double in a year when it's been going down 100 or so every year. Maybe my complaint is with NADA rather than the assessor's office, but still.
Hey, I understand. Let's see, 1996. So that's a vehicle that's over 20 years old. I think I see what.
Yeah.
It seems like once a vehicle reaches 20 years old, it gets put into a classic category. So
Well, my vehicle reached 20 years old in 2016. It's a 96, which was 4 bills ago.
I understand. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else have any other questions while I think for a minute?
John, I think car owners have to actually come in and apply for that antique car certification.
Sure. I
Yeah.
did that, and that'll be good for next year,
Okay,
but not for this year.
I
It's
got
too
you.
late, I guess.
All right, as long as you know the rules, that sounds fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so I would say come
So
in.
so my argument was based on it goes down every year, and then all of a sudden it doubles. So I'm not even talking about the condition of the car and the mileage, which also would bring the thing way down.
Okay, what I would suggest is we could reduce it back to last year's value.
No.
And then if you come in and fill out the paperwork, by the time next year rolls around, you'll be at the antique car value, which is a $500 valuation.
That sounds fair.
That's fair? Okay, so
Sure.
what was last year's assessed value?
2,000.
How much?
You asking me or the other person? I have 2190.
All right, Mary?
That is correct.
2190, and that's the assessed value?
Correct.
Okay, well, I will make that a motion for 2,190 for the assessed value for the 1996 Mazda MX-5. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Passes unanimously. Okay, then. Have you paid your tax bill already, Mr. Perisman?
Yes.
Okay, so what will happen is the tax office will receive this notice being reduced, and you will, if anything, get some kind of a refund.
Okay.
And I would say check back if you don't hear anything, but give it a week or so.
Oh, I'm not in any rush.
Okay,
Now, it's my understanding that next year the value comes in, since I've filled out that form, the value will be 500 and I don't have to do this anymore.
that's correct.
Okay. All right.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much for coming to the board, and you have a great weekend.
Same to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sir?
Yes?
Oh, I have a question. Is the assessor authorized to change any of this, or it always has to go through this procedure?
Usually we have to go through this procedure, but if somebody comes in and signs the paperwork beforehand, and then that should be automatically squared away unless the assessor says something different. Is that correct, Mary?
You're talking about the $500 thing?
Yeah.
No, I meant that. That's okay. Go on to the next one. Thanks a lot, and have a great weekend.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. The next one on the list is Levon Torres.
Torricellis.
All right. Are they available now, or anybody
Yes, they
else?
are.
Okay.
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 Hello.
Hello there. Can you turn up your mic just a little bit? You seemed kind of faint.
Is that better?
Yes, that's a little better. My name is John Parfit. I'm the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. And all our members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers in the town of Groton. This hearing is, excuse me, your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will be part of the permanent record. Now, we have another member named John, and since mine is John, it's confusing, so I'm going by the chairman. So now that we're all done with that, tell us all about your vehicle.
Okay, it's a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500. It has over 2,000. It has over 200,000 miles on it, and every side of this vehicle is dented. The motor, it doesn't run real good, and you have it assessed at $5,950. I'll be lucky if I get $1,000 out of it, and I was wondering if you could possibly lower the assessment value of it.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Vaughn, do you have any pictures or anything that you could submit
I-
to show the damage?
You mean submit right here?
Yes.
No, I didn't know how to do that. I can take the phone outside and let you see.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, I guess we can have a few moments for a field trip if it's not too inconvenient.
Okay.
So she'll have to turn her camera on at some point.
Well, yeah, that's true.
How do I do that? I don't have I don't have anything saying camera or anything.
You're working on your phone, Levon?
Yes. Yes, I am working
Okay.
on my phone.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So
Can
you,
see?
so the way you have your profile set up for the Zoom session, you have it to non-video. And if you can get back to, and actually, I'm not quite sure how to describe it myself, but you might have an option on your on your phone if you're holding it, looking at it, to enable video.
Normally there is one, but there isn't today.
So Donald, all the decisions have to be made today. This is your only BAA session.
I don't know how to do that. I've already lost you on Zoom.
No, you're still here.
Okay, that's good. I'm trying to get you back. Okay, I have you back. Both door panels on the passenger side are dented and scraped. The rear panel on the passenger side is also dented and scraped. The back tailgate is dented and rusted. Around to the driver's side, the back panel is rusted over the tire and dented. The passenger door on the driver's side is all scraped, and the driver's door is dented and dented because I didn't want to pay $8,000 to have the dealer pay for it to get it fixed. I wanted it for the engine in it, but I've had it for 8 years now, and the paint is peeling off the hood and the fenders. The front headlights are cracked. The top of the over the driver's head is dented in. Apparently one of the grandkids got up there, and I just didn't feel like it was worth that. I've been trying to sell it, and I haven't even been getting offers of $1,500 for it.
Hey, Mary?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
John. Yes. And is it possible she could take some pictures and attach them before our hearings are over?
Well, you're perhaps, that's,
If you could do that, Levon, and email or text them, we'll give you a number.
Okay, let me get inside with a pencil. Okay, what's the number I can text it?
Do you want her to email them, Mary, or?
Levon, are you able to email?
Pictures?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you my email address.
All right.
So my name is Mary Gardner, and my email address is MGARDNER at Groton-CT.gov. DNER at GrotonCT.gov. Yes,
Dash.
except that there's a dash in between the Groton and the CT.
Yes, dash. I
Okay.
apologize.
That's okay.
And also, this is the chairman again, take a photograph of the mileage on your,
Yes, okay. Okay, I will do that.
okay. And then as soon as Mary gets it, we will go back into session on your vehicle, and then we'll make a decision at that time.
So Levon, just to be clear, the board's going to be finishing their work this morning around 11:30. Is it possible that you get those photos shortly to me?
Yes, my daughter, Kay Ellithorpe, is going to be on after me. And as soon as she finishes, we'll go out and get it and then rejoin.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right, then Wendy Ellithorpe is that's her daughter, correct?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, is she on Levon's
Yes.
phone?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, she's on.
Okay. All right, so this is Wendy?
Yes.
Okay, this is John Parfit. I'm the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. Board members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers of the town of Groton. This hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will become part of the permanent record. Now, because we have another member named John, I'm going to be referred to as the chairman to avoid any confusion. So now tell us all about your 2004 GMC Envoy.
So the 2004 GMC Envoy, I actually sold back in March. I was only able to get $800 out of it. And I didn't know back in January when we got the first bill that we could even appeal it, because when I saw what you guys had it assessed at, I thought it was really high. You guys had it for $2,735 on my January bill, and then this bill says $3,550 for its assessment, and I tried to get more. Oh, trust me, I did, but I was only able to sell it for $800. And it had over 275,000 miles on it.
Okay, do you have a bill of sale from the time you,
Yes, I have a handwritten bill of sale because the state we moved from, that's all we needed. I hope that that's okay. I've never had to turn in a plate before. I didn't even know I was supposed to turn in the plate. A neighbor ended up telling me a couple weeks after I sold it, and I have the confirmation from the canceled registration plate, which is a little off from the date I sold it, but I didn't know I was supposed to do that. We don't do that in the South. You sell a vehicle, you
what
just
part of the South are you from?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? Okay. Well, can you take pictures of those and send them along with the things from your mother? And we
Yes.
will make a decision for both of these at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
I do have a question. So being the tax bill that we paid back in January was assessed at much higher as well, if you guys determine that our vehicles are not worth the price that you have them assessed for, does it go back to that billing as well, because we weren't aware that we could tell you they weren't worth that much?
Can you
The
answer that?
answer is yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
you paid the tax bill already?
I paid the tax bill for the January bill, but I've not paid the one for October or for July yet, because they told me to wait until I did this hearing and that I had till October to pay it.
Okay, so you will probably get a refund as soon as the tax office gets the copy of our paperwork here. So I'd say probably
Okay.
wait a week or so by the time they get through all of their, whatever they do well in the tax office, so.
Okay, and I have one more question. I don't know if this is for you guys or not. I put in the change of address for both of these vehicles, and all of my tax stuff for the tax for town of Groton is still going to the old address, but my mother's is coming to the new address. Is there somewhere else I'm supposed to change this address at?
Wendy, this is Mary speaking, the assessor. What is the address you prefer them to go to?
So we live at 165 Pequannock Road in Groton.
Yep.
The 06340. We've been here since October of last year.
Okay. So what I'll do is make the address change on both your bills and let the tax collector know. Sometimes when you make address changes with DMV, it doesn't get to us right away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have to do this. We have to take pictures and send them to
So I want to make sure I have the correct NG Gardner Groton .e.gov. Okay.
And Mary is the next appellant here?
No, that would be your 10 o'clock, and that would be Miss Hope, and she has not logged in yet.
Okay.
Wendy,
Yes.
do you want to stay on the line or should we let you go?
If it's okay for us to let you go, I'll go ahead and get pictures of this stuff and send it to your email.
That would be great.
Do you
We'll
need
just-
us to join back to the Zoom meeting when we're done or no?
If you like to, just dial in. I'll recognize your number and rename it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
And there's nobody else in the wings yet.
No, there's not. We did have a woman come to the door at 9 o'clock this morning. That's why I had to step away for a few minutes and come back with my mask on.
Okay.
I tried to get her to stay. She said she didn't have time to stay. She wasn't on the schedule, but her daughter is at 10:30. And there was some miscommunications about the meeting, so I'm not quite sure what happened, but you know, I asked her if she would just like to sit and wait or dial in later, but she said she couldn't wait.
Okay, so at 10:30 is Eva Renski.
Correct,
All right, and that's the daughter.
correct.
Okay. So she may or may not be with the daughter.
Yeah, and if she does, there's certainly time in the schedule to let her have her appeal.
Yeah, we'll push the 11 o'clock out to 3. I'm just kidding.
I know you were.
So would you guys like me to call Karen Adams and see if she can? Well, actually, why don't we leave it? Because if Eva's mom decides to appeal, you'll have another session there. So I guess we'll leave it.
We can leave her till 11. That's still
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So John,
Yes.
Carmen's participating, John Piacenza. I don't know if you had an introduction.
Yep.
Carmen is the new assistant assessor.
Yeah, a brief. Welcome aboard and
Thank you.
best of luck.
Thank you.
Where were you previously? I heard you talking to the, I didn't quite catch.
In South Kingstown, Rhode Island for 18 years.
Okay.
We're very happy.
I'm very happy.
So, did you know John Reiner?
No, his wife, I do know Amy, his wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if he was in South Kingstown or at some time of North Kingstown. I'm not sure which.
Oh, I know Amy works, she's in the personnel department
Okay.
at the town of South Kingstown. So,
And Trisha.
yep.
John, you remember
Yeah.
Trish?
Sure. Trish Sutherland, is it something?
Mhm.
She's still there?
No, she went to East Greenwich, I think.
Okay.
A while ago, maybe a couple of years ago.
Oh, good for her. She was a finance director at South Kingstown, I believe.
Yes.
Carmen, what I'm doing right now is I'm just writing the minutes as the board goes through its deliberations.
Mhm.
Something that you would be doing. I'll show you them on Monday.
Okay.
we being recorded while we're waiting? Chairman, are we being recorded while we're waiting?
I do believe so.
A little chilly out there this morning,
It's the Tad. Jeez.
huh? We could use some rain. It's awfully dry.
Oh. I dug a hole about, I don't know, 2.5 feet deep the other day. It's powder all the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats the other day. I think we're about 12 inches below normal for this time of the year. So hopefully we get some rain this fall.
Probably means we're going to get a ton of snow this winter.
Yeah, more likely.
Did you say blizzard of 78?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna check with Mary. We can probably go into recess, stop recording, and then come back when the next appellant is here, but still keep all of us here if we want to do that. So as soon as she comes back into the picture, unless Carmen can answer that.
I can't. I wish I could.
I kind of assumed that, but
Carmen, did you work in strictly in assessment in South Kingstown, or did you?
Yep, I was in the assessor's office. Mhm.
So do you still live in Rhode Island or have you moved?
I'm in Charlestown.
In Charlestown.
Oh, that's a nice little town.
Yeah.
What is that, about a half an hour to here?
Half an hour, you got it.
Okay, Hope was here.
okay then. That answers our previous inquiry.
Right.
As soon as Mary gets back to the window.
So the 10:30 appointment is going to reach out to her mom and see if they can have their appeals one after another. So we may have an added appeal today.
Okay.
Okay.
And it looks like our next appellant is here. We just got a message.
Yes, yes, she is. So if you're ready, all
Okay.
right. Okay, I have to promote her to a panelist to get her to speak. So hold on, Hope. I'm in the process of unmuting you.
Yeah.
All right. And is this Hope
Hi.
Braden?
Hi, yes, it is.
All right. My name is John Parfit. I'm the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. The board members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers of the town of Groton. Now, this hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will become part of the permanent record. Now, because we have another member whose first name is John, I'm going by the chairman to avoid any confusion. So now is, tell us all about your 2009 Toyota.
Hi, and thank you everyone for doing this volunteer work. It's beat up and it's not in great condition, but it runs well and it's legal. I've gone through this process for a couple years now, and I'm not opposed to paying my taxes at all. I paid already part of what I think it was worth, just so that it would, I'd get payment into the town. But the gross assessment of $4,080, I think, is just too high. So I've printed, I went on Kelly Blue Book and looked at the different values. This was back in February when I went on Kelly Blue Book, and I looked at the different values of what in its condition, which would be called fair, it's worth. And I have, just different numbers from that.
So you appealed this one before?
Yes, I have.
All right. When was the last time? Last year?
Last year, yes, I did.
Okay.
And then I had the year before, I think, and maybe the year before. I remember when someone named Chuck was on the board, but I think it's been a couple years since he's gone.
Yes, he's retired and left the area. Does anybody have any other questions?
What kind of mileage do you have on this vehicle?
I think it's like 181,000.
Okay. And do you have any pictures or anything of it?
I can take you out to see it if you'd like. I used to do that with the board in person. We'd all march out to the parking lot and I'd show them my car.
Have they reduced it in the past?
Yeah,
Yes.
You did.
looks like we reduced it to 1,500 down, I think. Is that correct, Mary?
The prior assessment was 1,500. Yep, what you reduced it to.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you last year, Hope.
I think I remember you too.
I remember you guys.
Yeah, we went out and looked at your car, I believe.
Yeah, it has a lot of duct tape. It still does.
And
yeah.
that's
Oh,
what
all right. I remember it now.
You don't
I
charge,
update the duct tape. I changed the duct tape.
you might have to charge extra for the new duct tape. All right. All that being said, I wouldn't have a problem reducing it back to the last year's value of, we giving it a 1,500. Does anybody else have any other, that has no other questions? I'll make that a motion.
I'll second it.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously.
Cool.
All right. If you've paid extra on your taxes from the 1,500, the assessor will be the tax collector will be sending you a refund if that's the case, or, maybe a bill if it's a little more. I don't know how they'll work it out, but so.
I usually pay enough so that I get like a $4 refund, and then I feel bad because the town has done all this work to cut a $4 check. But oh well.
Okay. All right then.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing this.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
You're welcome.
Take care.
You have a
Bye
good
now.
one.
Bye. So our next one's 10:30.
Correct.
Chairman, do we want to suspend for a bit or?
Yeah, can we just take a, suspend wasn't the word I was looking for, take a recess until the next one shows up, if that's okay, Mary? We can still stay online but not record.
That sounds fine.
Okay, then I will make a motion to okay, I'll call it suspend because I lost the word.
Yes.
Till our next recess until our next one, and it's at, what time is it here?
It's about 10. The recess till,
9:55 until 10:30 or whenever the next appellant comes online.
How about until 10:20, just so you have enough time?
10:20 will be fine.
All right, I'm just gonna turn off the recording, but everybody stay online,
Okay.
okay?
All those in favor of going for recess, say aye.
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 Yeah,
Opposed?
I second it if we need a second.
John Pacienza seconds it. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are in recess until 10:20.
You're on.
Okay, this is John Parfit, Chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals, reconvening today's session at 10:20 a.m. And we got information back on Levon Torresellas. Anybody like to kick it off?
Well, and this is Don, in looking at the photos, I can, I make a motion that we reduce the assessed value to 1,500.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion to reduce to 1,500 and we have a second. That was John, correct?
Correct.
All right, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of reducing the value to 1,500? Say aye. Opposed? Motion carries for 1,500. All right, now we have the AMC 2004 for Wendy Ellithorpe. And it was sold for $800 on March 5th. And I guess the plates got turned back in?
Right. 2 different dates.
April 3rd. Just a month's difference. So I think we probably have to go to the April 3rd date, but in this case, I don't know if it's gonna make a difference.
What was the date of the bill of sale?
March 5th. And
Yeah, we typically adjust to the date of the sale.
okay. So we can make a motion to reduce it for 800 effective March 5th. Would that be the correct train of thought? Mary?
Well, what you would do is you would just change the assessment based on the value. And we had already spoken with her. We were waiting for a copy of the bill of sale. This is the first time we've seen it. So if you make the adjustment to the assessment based on, I'm not sure what you're basing it on, if you're basing it on the mileage and the condition. That we'll just make the adjustment based on whatever value.
All right. Anybody have anything to say on this, or want to make a motion for whatever they think? Or?
Well, if it was sold for 800, the assessed value would be what, 560? My math is right.
Your math is correct.
And with 275,000 miles on it, I can't justify leaving the value at 3,550.
All right, so would you like to make that a motion for the sale of the vehicle and with the high mileage to be 800? Is that what you're saying, Don?
Yeah, make the new assessed value 560.
All right, so we have a motion for the new assessed value of 560 due to the sale of the vehicle for 800 and the high mileage of 275,000. Do we have a second?
I'll second that, John P. The other John P.
All right. Okay, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? So carried. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Our next one's at 10:30. I don't see anything in the wings yet.
Nope, not yet.
Just my breakfast.
We figured.
I have a case, Mary.
I got a lot to tell Carmen about.
I have a legacy.
Yeah.
And a hollow leg.
Mr. Siegel.
Yeah.
We are recording.
Oops.
$10:30.
So did Chevy stop making the cruises?
I don't know. Good question.
Anybody know?
I don't know for sure, but I haven't heard of any of the new ones being on the road.
Oh, okay, no, I was looking at the old book. They weren't making it back then.
So prior year.
Oh, we have an attendee. All right, folks, Eva is signed in as an attendee. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning.
Okay, Eva, this is John Parfit. I'm the chairman of the Board of Assessment Appeals. The board members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers in the town of Groton. This hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will be part of the permanent record. Now, because we have another member named John, my name is John. To avoid confusion, I will be going by the chairman. So now it's your turn to tell us all about your 2014 Chevy Cruze.
Okay, hi, good morning. The reason I wanted to appeal today was due to high mileage. It's a 2014, but I have 122, almost 123,000 miles on the car. I drive about 50 miles every day, at least, going to and from work.
All right. Is there anything else that about the vehicle? Any damage or?
No, nope, it's strictly due to the high mileage.
Eva, this is the other John. You appealed this last year,
Yes,
and it was reduced to 5570, the assessed value.
yes.
Do you recall, was it the same rationale, the higher mileage?
Yes, yes, it was.
Do we know what the figure is to reduce for the high mileage? I can't quite find it. Right.
Oh, okay. Hang on, John, let me look.
Okay.
That's a mileage class 1 vehicle. And Eva, 220,000 miles, 230,
Oh no, it's 122,964.
122. Doubling your mileage. So for a class 1 vehicle, John, for a 2014 model year at that mileage, $1,475 according to NADA.
That's a reduction, Mary?
Yes, for a class 1 vehicle at that mileage range for that year, correct.
1475?
Correct.
Okay, for that's full value though.
Correct.
So.
Somebody already drive it and took it out? That.
Did you do the calculation, anybody else?
Well, I'm looking at last year's assessed value and this year's, and it's gone up. Now, is this typical of what's going on this year with motor vehicles?
We took a closer look at some of the older cars this year too, and recognized that the values in the past have been lower than what the NADA shows, but that's the classic collectible stuff. So it could be that it went up, Don. I haven't compared last year's book to this year's book.
Okay, I mean, we're only looking, an $80 increase, but I'm just, wondering, if, because I can remember several years ago, the trend was for the value to increase over the previous year. I'm just wondering if that's the case again this year.
Well, yeah, so let me look. Her original assessed value last year was $65.50.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm just looking at the notation here. It said grand list year assessment was 55.70, but that was after the appeal?
Yeah, that was a.
Oh, all right. All
Right.
right. Okay, my misunderstanding. Okay.
I come up with a assessed value of 4616.50. That's right. My math is right. Once you deduct the 1475 for the mileage from the full value, and then the assessed value becomes 4616.50.
Yeah, if you could just round it up or down, that would be great.
All right, 4616, I guess.
4620, 4610.
Yeah, 46. Let's make it 4620.
Okay, so Johnny, you're gonna make that a motion for,
So I move that on the 2014 Chevy Cruze for Eva Renski, that based on the high mileage, that mileage reduction factor, and the NADA guidelines, reducing it by 1475, the full value, which gives you a net assessed value of 4620.
do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to reduce the vehicle down to an assessed value of 4620, and we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay.
Eva, are you still there?
I am, yes.
Is your mom around?
She's not, but would I be able to appeal on her behalf? Because I do have the mileage of her car, and I know that's why she was appealing it as well.
Yeah, the board would just need your mom to send a letter of authorization that you have the authority to appeal on her behalf. And I think they'd make an exception to receive that letter after the appeal.
Okay.
Okay, if nobody has an objection, well, go ahead and receive that after the appeal.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us all about her vehicle.
So she actually also has a 2014 Chevy Cruze. And my dad uses it for delivering newspapers, so he's constantly driving it every day around town. Plus, going to and from work. And the car has 149,435 miles on it. And it's the same, like I said, make and model as my own 2014 Chevy Cruze.
Eva, what's your mom's name?
Mary Renski.
Okay. Thank you.
So the board granted a reduction last year on that car as well for mileage. The BAA assessment was $4,025 following the appeal. And at that mileage level, NADA shows the credit to be for a 2014 model year for a class 1, $2,125 adjustment to full value.
What do we have for full value on that?
Your full value this year is $8,070.
I come up with 4165.
Yep, same here.
Yep.
I round it off to 4170.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion?
Oh, I'll make the motion based on the, the NADA mileage adjustment factor that we reduce the assessment to 4,170.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to reduce the value to 4170. We have a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay,
Thank you, Eva, and say thanks to your mom.
Okay, thank you so much.
And if you can just email me directly the letter of authorization, just have your mom write something up. I authorize Eva Renski to appear on my behalf and email it to me. My email address is on the town website.
Okay, sure. I'll
All
have her
right.
do that today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye. So folks, Levon Torricellis is back. If you want to let her know the result of her appeal, I can let her have the microphone, or at least speak if you like.
sure. Either one.
Okay, and your next appointment, Karen Adams has not signed in yet, so I'm letting Levon, turning on her mic.
Hello.
Hello, Levon. This is the chairman speaking. Okay, our decision on your vehicle is that we reduced it to a value of 1,500.
Thank you.
Looking at all of the pictures and everything you submitted and with the mileage. And your mother's vehicle, we
My dog.
reduced the value due to high mileage to $560 due to the high mileage and the sale of the vehicle.
Thank you.
So that's our decision on that. So is there any other questions?
Okay, I have already paid my taxes. So how will I get mine back?
As soon as the tax office gets our decision of what we did, they will automatically adjust it and you will receive a refund. I don't know when that'll be, week or two or so.
Okay.
If you don't hear anything, you can give them a call.
Do I have to appeal this on my next set of taxes also, or will it stay at the 1,500? Will it stay at the 1,500?
No, you'll have to make another appeal because this stuff comes from the state and they don't change things. We have to do it here at the local level.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Do you have
then.
any questions, Clay, on yours?
I don't think so.
Say that again, please.
Okay, I think we're okay now.
Okay. Sounds good then. You have a good weekend.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, our next appeal is at 11.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
would it be out of line to suggest to these people that if they're going to appeal next year, to take pictures prior to their appealing or to
Yes.
submit with their appeal?
Yes, it would be better to do that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is our first round for the
Yeah.
motor vehicles, so we're still working through this whole thing. So
Yeah.
we're figuring out the questions.
Yep.
Uh,
Adjust as we go.
just as we go, yeah.
We did have that question from taxpayers, and we did try to tell people to bring photos or be able to show their vehicle with a camera. Hopefully, we're not doing this next year this way.
Hopefully too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I enjoyed the roundtable discussions.
Yeah, I do too. It's easy. It's a whole lot easier to do it that way. This year, it's okay, but you can't get all the details.
Right. And it's a lot easier to interact as well.
Yeah. It's also helpful when John brings a box of Joe. Although I think sometimes some of the decisions seem to move a little quicker here than face-to-face sometimes. I don't know if that's just my observation.
Well, often when we had the face-to-face, it would involve a field trip outside to look at the condition of the vehicles as well, and that took time.
Yeah. And sometimes more questions come up and we're meeting with the appellant in person. I think that format prompts more questions sometimes.
Yeah, because you see something that isn't necessarily so initially.
Right.
I know myself, I'm very visual on some of these things, and I like seeing the things.
Sounds like a submarine diving.
Actually, more like the sonar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ping. Mary, can I move on with a question to the last appeal of Mr. um, was it Wade? Is he submitting for only the previous year, right? We can't go back according to the notes here. He wanted an appeal for 18 and 19.
Well, yeah, so when you're at the September session, like you are right now, taxpayers have the ability to appeal the July bill, which is the 2019 regular motor vehicle, and they can appeal the January bill, which was the 2018 supplemental, which was the account that we allowed Wendy to appeal. So I have not heard from Mr. Wade. I'm not sure if he's going to appear. We've called him, we've mailed the Zoom notice to him, and I think I called and left a voicemail this week. So I've not heard from him. My sense is he's probably not going to take an appeal.
All right, I understand.
Just to let you know too, I have the ringer on the main line coming into the office, and I'm listening in case people call in. So far, only one person has called in.
All right.
But he's already had his appeal, so. So what I can do, guys, is the minutes are almost finished. After Miss Adams' appeal, I can email these to you if you want to just take a quick look at them this morning and vote to approve them or amend them, and then we can sign off on them, get them finished today. Carmen and I will make all the adjustments this week and send out the notices to the taxpayers, and then you guys are finished until the spring.
All right, then we'll come in sometime next week individually and sign our portion of things.
Yes. Yep.
I'm going to leave the screen here for a few moments and I'll be right back.
Hey, Mary,
Yes.
on the Silverado, the last one, Karen Adams, did
Yeah.
you know what the basis for the previous reduction was?
I believe the NADA book has
Mileage?
the base price includes features that are not included on her truck.
Oh, I remember this one. I think I remember this one where they said, well, I don't have this, I don't have that on, but the NADA value incorporates
Right.
those.
And I think Karen remembers what those values are. So based on an old spreadsheet that we made in 2014, the original adjustment was $3,650. So it's, if I'm reading this correct, back in 14. But she'll recall.
So basically, we reduced it by about 5% each year after that 14. That'd be right?
Could be. I haven't gone through to recreate it.
I'm just doing
You
it.
have the number of what her reduction was from last year, correct?
Yes, 3130.
30.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what'd you say it was in 2014?
That was just a spreadsheet that we had made and kept in the files on the calculation back then. I think we were trying to recreate what was included and what was not included. I just took a quick look at it, Don, a quick interpretation, reduced it by that amount back then.
All right, what was the value that we reduced it to? 14?
Okay, let me look. $14, you reduce the full value to $5,960. So the assessment was $4,170.
Okay. A little over 5% a year. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I think Karen's here. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. I didn't know that you could unmute from the telephone. I'll have to remember that for the RTM meetings.
Good to know.
All right, Karen.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is John Parfit calling. I'm a member of the Board of Assessment Appeals, as you know, and as board members are volunteers appointed by the town council and are residents and taxpayers of the town of Groton. This hearing is your opportunity to make your case about why you disagree with the valuation established by the assessor's office. Any evidence or exhibits you submit will become part of the permanent record. And because one of our other members is named John, I'm being referred to as the chairman to avoid any confusion. So now the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, we meet as usual. My truck has always tended to be overassessed. I was unable to get the information from the NADA book since the library no longer carries the older ones. I think it was about 2 weeks ago I stopped at the assessor's office wanting to look at theirs. They only had the 2018 book, so I still only have the numbers from based on that. They didn't have the 2019 one yet. So based on what you have listed as my assessed value of the Silverado of 4110. That basically comes out to a fair market value of $5,872. Now, based on the deductions for the items that my truck does not have, like I said, I'm using the figures from the 2018 NAD book, which would deduct $1,800 off of, I figure, the assessed value, which would bring the assessed value of my truck down to, the fair market value of my truck down to $4,072. Using the 70% of fair market value as the assessed value would make my assessment at $2,850.40. You have reduced my assessment every year based on my appeals. So last year, you revised my assessment to be $3,130. So my appeal is to either lower my assessment back down to the $3,130 or the new assessment figure that I had come up with of $2,850.
Okay, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns?
What kind of mileage do you have on it, Karen?
60,000 something.
So mileage,
Offhand, I don't know because I'm not in the truck at the moment.
No, okay, but I mean, just a ballpark idea.
Yeah, it's in the 60,000s somewhere.
yeah, I don't think the mileage is going to make the difference. I think it's the items your truck does not have is the key. And I think it's been that way.
Yeah, that has always been my assumption. Of course, my husband is retired, so of course the mileage does not go up so much anymore. I know the assessment is based on the standard type of truck that has the usual things. This particular year was the last year of a standard vehicle, so it is not an automatic. It does not have power windows or air conditioning or any of those kind of things. So it's a bare bones truck as opposed to more comfortable.
Does anybody else have any numbers to float around from their figures and calculations?
I come up with the same number.
Okay, then I'll make a motion.
2850, I think it is.
All right, you want to make that a motion? I'll second it.
All right, based on the evidence put forth by Karen Adams regarding the features that she doesn't have in her truck, which results in a reduction of $1,800 from the full value of $5,870, we arrive at a net assessed value of $2,850. I move that we change the assessment to that number.
I'll second it. Any other, anything else anybody needs to add? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried for a value of $2,850 unanimously.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you later.
Okay. So I'm going to forward the draft minutes to you folks.
Before you do that, on Jim's FAQ, you want to add that into the meeting as well? Because you had some comments and concerns.
Okay. So are you opening it up for discussion?
Yeah, I'm opening up for discussion on Jim's FAQ.
All right.
Because as it sits, we discussed it earlier. We're open to leaving it as is, as a Rev A, and with the intent of refining what says on it and what it is for the future. So if
Can I
there's-
make some suggestions? Because there are some factual issues.
that's what we want.
Okay. Let me just save it to my hard drive so I can. Hold on, bear with me, guys. I'm trying to save it. The system seems to be struggling. All right. So on the first page at the bottom where it says, what is a property card? Property cards are available at the assessor's office. They're in the filing cabinet at the far end of the counter. We don't print them and put them in the drawers anymore. We haven't for a few years. So they are available to be printed in the assessor's office, but they're not available in drawers anymore.
So if we take out just that sentence, in the filing cabinet. Okay,
Yeah.
we take out that, if we take out the sentence, then that's still correct, yes?
Correct. And take out the sentence about the copy machine. We also don't have a copy machine anymore in the lobby.
Okay, so we're just removing two different sentences regarding where the files are, and the last sentence with regard to the copy machine.
Correct.
Okay, so we've removed two sentences.
Correct.
Okay, fine.
So then if we go to the second page, in the first paragraph, that is revaluation of property value. State statutes dictate that the assessor is responsible. For the second sentence, that is the revaluation calculation takes into consideration market conditions, current use, improvements to the property, and sale of similar property before the revaluation date. Actually, you can leave that, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just splitting hairs. But on the paragraph that says, I feel that the appraised value of my property is too high. This is where the BAA appeal process starts. My suggestion would be they should talk to the assessor's office first before jumping over the assessor's office and going right to the board. It could be something that we can settle with questions with the taxpayer.
That sounds good to me. We can probably add that in.
Okay, done. I'll work on that and send a new version that just basically says that.
And the rest of it seems fine by me. Other than what you've already discussed.
Okay.
The only thing I would propose, perhaps, let me get back on Zoom here. In the first paragraph, Jim, you put the numbers below rough estimates for, I guess, CY's current year.
Because be a little more specific about on the first page.
First page, first paragraph, very first paragraph. Of
Okay, the big picture.
Yeah. So that CY means current year.
Yes.
Okay. You might want to say, just to be more.
Okay. Actually, it means calendar year, basically.
Calendar year. Okay. You might want to say for fiscal year, the 2020 fiscal year, because the fiscal year of the town is July 1st to June 30th.
Okay, so we don't go on a calendar year, we go on a fiscal year, huh?
Yeah, July. This the whole state does. The state of Connecticut does all the municipalities because they all.
If I just get rid of the calendar year part,
just put fiscal year or
it'll
FY.
say it'll say 2020. Would that be okay?
You might want fiscal year 2020 because people, because then people, if they want to take the trouble to find out what the fiscal year is, they'll look it up. If they don't know already, because the federal government is on October 1 to September 30th. Most states and municipalities are July 1st to June 30th.
Right.
So if they fiscal year, that covers you.
Fiscal year, done.
I have another comment. Where you list on that same page, grand list, 3.7 billion, that's only the taxable property. There is a separate grand list that's non-taxable property that's not included in that number. So if you could just add that that's total value of all taxable properties, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to add the word after the parentheses of, it'll say parentheses taxable properties.
Correct.
And then the amount, okay.
Thank you.
Jim,
And
just out of
actually,
curiosity,
if that's the case, you should be changing the number because 13,000 parcels includes taxable and non-taxable. So I will give you a new number.
All right. And we think it'll be something less than 1,300.
13,000.
I'm going to give you a new grand list number, Jim.
Okay.
So take out the word taxable. Because I'm going to give you, if you're going to just leave 13,000 records, and the total assessment, so you need to add assessment, not value, or you can say assessed value.
Okay, let me just, I got 13,000
Yeah, so
property with assessed value of
5 billion. 5 billion with a B, 58 million.
5, 58, 058, 8,
0000000.
Man, that's a lot of zeros. Okay. All right, so that sentence now is grand list, the total value of all 13,000 properties with assessed value of 5.085 billion.
58 million, and you should put assessed in that sentence because that's
Yes.
not the full market, that's the assessed value.
Yeah, it says 13,000 properties with assessed value of 5 billion. Okay,
Okay,
got it. Okay. Okay, I would like either John or myself possibly to go ahead and make the motion that we accept the edited version, which is, I think we all agreed is pretty much, we all assessed it, all approved it together, all worked on it together. That we pass this along to Mary for the next step. And I believe the next step is that she will perhaps find a way to publish it on the town site where other really great information is available to the taxpayers. And that's my motion. That's what I'd like to do with this.
Okay, I'll second the motion for the adjustments to the FAQ. Anybody else have any other questions or concerns or additions, subtractions?
One other thing, it's slight, but I think on the back page, the second page, let's see here, if the board reduced my property value last year, can I appeal for another reduction this year? No, only one reduction is allowed between revaluations. If you wish, I wouldn't say probably fight, maybe wish you to pursue another reduction.
Tell me where that is again. I remember the words, but I don't recall seeing it. Wait.
It's the second paragraph up from where, if you're on near the bottom, and it starts with, if the board reduced my property value last year, can I appeal for another reduction this year? And you only can do one appeal per reval period.
Right.
So you say, no, only one reduction is allowed between revaluations. This is about 3 paragraphs up from the very bottom of the document.
3 paragraphs up. I'm still having trouble finding it.
So if you go Groton, U.S. Government Departments, Finance Assessments, this page, and go up from there, 2 paragraphs up.
I beg your pardon. I was on, this is the last page?
Yeah.
Okay, the property value, well, I got to okay. Let's see. Can I appeal for another? Okay, if the board reduced my property value last year.
Right, in lieu of the word, if you want
year.
to fight for another reduction, I would say it might be a little bit more appropriate to say, if you want to pursue a further reduction, I would say.
Okay, I get the word out. You want to get the word fight out of there. If you want to.
I'd probably the best word to use. You want to pursue a further reduction, you will have to go to court. I just think that sounds a little better, that's all.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
If you want to pursue a
Further reduction.
Not fight. Okay, I agree. That's done.
So now, Jim, you should just restate your motion since there was a motion and a second.
I will.
The motion.
Edited it further, so just restate your motion, re-second it, and we can go from there.
Okay, the motion is that we accept the revised version of the FAQ statement and pass it on to Mary for publication in the town's website.
I will second. All right, we have a motion and a second on moving the FAQ along. Is there any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you. Now, just a point of order. Mary, you and I, we've just gone through the adjustments. Do you want me to make the adjustments on my copy and then submit it to you, or do you pretty much have them already anyhow?
I haven't been making them, so if you could change them and resend
That's
it to
fine.
me, that'd be great.
All right, I'll do that. I'll send it out to everybody then. As soon as I'll make the changes and send it out to everybody. That's fine. We'll do.
And what we'll do, folks, is we'll put a frame around it. We'll put your names at the bottom, you know, that this was written and approved by current board. We'll put a date and then we'll put it up on the website.
Excellent.
All right, then that's still with the understanding that, you know, it could be modified over time as necessary.
Yep.
Yeah, just on the subject of modification, Chuck had a bunch of interesting thoughts, and he's still with us in spirit, even though he's down in Florida enjoying himself. He had some interesting thoughts as to how he would like to see, you know, other things adjusted. And believe Mary made a comment that it can be broader, or that it could be a second statement, perhaps on personal property used for business, which we don't really include here. So there's a lot of ways to go with this. Once we get one thing in, it's done that we all like, then moving on to the next one should be pretty easy.
All right, I guess, Jim, that gives you something to work on over Christmas.
I'll tell you, the next time I would probably work on this is after the next reval, our next, not reval, but our next meeting. That's when all this stuff gets kind of hot in front of my mind, and I'll be happy. I don't mind doing these, but I just want to make sure that it's time well spent, and that we all agree that it's useful.
Well, I do believe it's useful, and I think you did a great job in getting our initial FAQ out there.
Oh, good. Thank you, John. Good. Well, I think again, I wasn't planning to do any more work on this until probably our next meeting, which is April. If there's a desire to see a second version or a version that's related to personal property, then I would be happy to work on that. It's not difficult. It's just a matter of priorities. But thank you. Thanks very much for your confidence. I think I'm really pleased with the way this worked out. And frankly, I learned quite a bit. So I'm very pleased with it the way it is. And I think our appellants will, when they read this, will probably solve some of their own problems, because this is kind of the basis for what we do, and it's all we do. It's all there in black and white with examples. So I think it's going to solve some problems.
Well, a lot of people, Jim, don't have a basic understanding of how this all works. Even people who have lived in the town for many years don't quite grasp some of the information that's incorporated into this document.
Well, John, you're absolutely right. In fact, when I was writing it, I was very confused. Mary had to straighten me out, because I had things mixed up, and I've been involved with the BAA now for 10 or 20 years. I don't know, it seems like forever. And so I had, my thinking wasn't perfectly clear either. So
Right.
going through this exercise.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So anyway, going through this exercise has made a big difference to me. So, and I think I'm happy to share it, and I think we all agree that it'll be useful. So that's the point.
Jim, just out of curiosity, in that statement about the property taxes paid to fund the vast portion of the budget, what did you come up with percentage? $130 million budget. How much? I don't remember now how much Mary might know off the top of her head, how much we collected property tax, real estate taxes, and motor vehicle. Probably 80 something million.
If you think that's something that we need to put in the calculation.
I was just curious, because you made the statement, so you must have looked at a figure or gotten something.
I think I was looking at more general figures, and no, I really didn't try to answer that question. I didn't try to break it down at all.
No, said property tax revenue pays.
What?
Go ahead, Mary.
I'd make a suggestion to not put something on that document that you have to update every year, because it gets away from you. But
I was just asking Jim more anecdotally. You said property tax revenue pays for the vast majority of the town's spending. Current budget is roughly 130 million, 60% for schools. So you might know, Mary, at the top there. What did we bring in about 90 million in property tax revenue? I don't even know.
I don't know, John, but I'll tell you, I'm looking at the town website, and there is a calculator on the left side of the main page, and it does show $130 million budget for the fiscal year ending 2021. Yeah.
They probably have a pie.
Of that, property taxes make up 70% of the budget, and of that, 60% of the taxes go to the education.
So property tax make up 73%? You say?
70%.
70, okay.
But I don't know what the taxes are that we collect, dollar-wise. So I just emailed the minutes, folks, today's minutes.
You got them?
Carmen, how is it not having any of the documents? It's just getting to listen.
That's good.
All right. And I'm, just so everybody knows, I'm changing the mailed date to September 21st. That's when we'll send out all the assessment decisions.
That's the same number that's on the bottom of the page?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'll change that too. That needs to be changed to today's date. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Mary, what's TP has filed Antigua? What's TP?
Taxpayer?
Oh, okay. Sorry. And the next one, the Dodge Ram, every side of truck is dented.
Is that what it says, or it says something else?
It says R.
Oh, well, that was Microsoft.
Or you could say all sides are dented or something.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
This is more of a format thing in the Wendy Ellithorpe. A couple of sentences are indented for some reason. Probably it just did it. See what I'm saying, Mary?
No.
Under the 2004 GMT Envoy, Wendy Ellithorpe.
Yep.
See where it says Marshawn, that's like indented, and the motion, unless everything was on mine anyway. It's not
Yeah,
all.
I think it's just yours.
Mine's
Okay.
not indented.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mine looks indented as well.
Yep. No, it's just the formatting, but no, it looks
Okay.
fine here, but thank you.
Okay. All right.
Do we make a sentence to say something about reconvening after our,
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
On the one for Hope Braden, the 2009 Matrix,
Yep.
you might want to say board has been appealed, probably maybe TP has appealed, but whatever. And board reduced to $1,500 assessment. And with 1,000 mileage, just like a stands alone.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, just either tack it on to the next sentence.
Okay.
Say reduce it based upon 181,000, the high mileage or something.
Okay. Thank you.
Kind of a dangling.
Okay. Got it.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah, on Karen Adams,
Yep.
if Peter Center made a motion to reduce to a 5870 full, well, we reduced the 5870 to 4070,
Oh, okay.
and that's how we got the assessment of 2018.
Thank you.
Just a typo sort of a thing on the earlier, the first sentence in Karen's appeal. Previous, the second line says mileage is 60,000 plus, and then there's a dash. If you want that to be the same, means plus minus, I think, right?
Correct.
Okay, just put a diagonal line between the two.
Okay. I did one better. I underlined the plus sign.
Okay.
There you go.
Because that's more important.
Thank you.
Or would it better say in excess of 60,000?
Oh, yes, okay.
If anybody doesn't have an issue. Because somebody will say, what's the plus and minus mean?
I'm all set. I don't know if everybody else has got any more.
Yeah, I don't see anything that pops out at me.
You mentioned the date to Mary right at the bottom, John.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've changed it to September 19th, 2020.
And she just has to make the edits at the bottom where we reviewed and accepted and then adjourned.
Carmen, there's a midget walking around your office.
There is.
Are you guys still reviewing the minutes?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good at this point.
Good.
So we kind of have it pre-filled by who made the motion and who seconds it, but that's just from an old page. So
Yep.
just want to go through that process to accept the minutes.
All right, one question for you, except that we haven't heard from Mr. Wade at this point. I suspect we won't. We probably should wait till sometime after 11:45 just to ensure that we don't have an ongoing issue.
Yeah, he wasn't really scheduled for a time. We had put him at the bottom of the schedule, I think, just to kind of keep a placeholder for him, but we've called him twice and sent him a letter.
Well, then I personally am ready to adjourn the meeting at 11:37.
All right, could someone make a motion to accept the minutes and then second it and go through that process, please?
Right. I move that we accept the minutes for the September 19, 2020 Board of Selectmen Appeals meeting as amended.
And I will second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. So John Parfit, you made a motion to adjourn at 11:37. Is there a second?
Make that 11:38 by my current clock now. But
His atomic clock.
I'll second it.
all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes with unanimous vote. I now declare this.
All right, well. Thank you all very much once again.
Thanks, Mary.
Yep.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
All right. Nice meeting you, Carmen. Take care. Good luck.
Thank you.